Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's quiz. Nice to see you all here. I'm sorry I'm a minute late. I've just been waiting for my daughter to turn up and she's not here as yet. But let's worry about Lydia later. I don't know what everybody's been up to today, but we've had a glorious weather in the last 24 hours. It's been rather spectacular. Went out last night and had a beer. Well, we went out for a cycle ride, really, but had a beer in a country pub and we were sat there, and it was 24, 25 degrees yesterday evening, which was beautiful temperature. And today, besides my wife having a trip to the dentist, we had a great day out taking the granddaughter over to Brighton Pools near Coventry, which was a fantastic afternoon out there. Right, let's see who's online. We have Ian Barker's just joined us. Good evening, Ian. How are you? Hoping all is well with you, family. And George Priestley has just joined us. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you. We have, as normal, Wednesday night 6 rounds of tricky trivia just to keep you all entertained and on your toes. I was hoping that things were improving and that sooner or later before Christmas we might even get back in the pub and do a quiz. But it looks like things have gone from bad to worse with the dreaded Boris clamping down on our activities again, and so can't go out more than 6 at a time now, so that might make things a bit tricky over the next month or two, but we will see. We'll see how long it lasts. So, Aid the lovely one. Hi, Nikki saying. Hi, Aid. Hope all is well with you. Martin Davis has just joined us. Good evening, Martin and Tina. Robin's just saying, did you bring your granddaughter back from Brighton Pools? Well, yes, we did. Not before she'd fallen over and hurt her arm, but she didn't make any fuss whatsoever, which was absolutely amazing. Poor little thing. I was blackberry picking, and I've managed to get a tiny thorn from a blackberry in my hand, which hurts in my finger. But there you go. It's one of those things you can't see them, can you? But never mind. Jed and Tracy have just joined us. Good evening, Jed and Tracy. Hope all is well with you. And he's just saying, welcome to everybody. Just make sure you've all got your chat up on the right-hand side of your screen, unless you're watching on television, in which case, also get your iPad out or some kind of mobile device so you can watch them. Join in with the chat as well as watching us on the television if you wish to. Let me just go through last Wednesday, which was quite a tight affair, really. We had, well, it was besides the winners. The winners last week were Quizzy Rascals, who ran away with it a little bit in the end on 60 clear points, which was a fabulous performance by them. Then we had joint second places between Split the Difference and the Giffords. Graham and Jane Gifford from Cambridge, who I understand are actually on holiday because they keep posting pictures from Italy and other places around the world, so I don't think they'll be joining us tonight, but they might be. So they were runners up on 57.5 points. Then we had Jed and Tracy, who have joined us tonight on 57, along with PRS also on 57 points. This was last week. Just behind them, we had Ian, Julie, and Harry on 56 points, along with Home Alone also on 56 points, and Michelle Gibbons on 55 points. So it was a pretty close affair last week. It appears my daughter's just turned up in time now, so I'll better quickly email her the quiz because I forgot to do that. She won't have any idea what the hell the quiz is unless I quickly email her. So give me a second. I'll send you email. That's what we've got to do. To video. Right, Treasure, how are you? My daughter's just joined us to help us out with the evening's quiz. Insert coronavirus. Where are we? All my quizzes have named Corona. I started off with Corona 1. We're now up to Corona. What is it tonight? Corona 47 tonight. That's some quizzes, isn't it? 37 quizzes since we started. Well. Right, let me just send that to her. And there we have it. Right then, the 6 rounds tonight. We start off with the initials Wednesday the 9th, which we've done on numerous occasions. Well, other than Wednesday the 8th and Wednesday the 2nd, whatever. But it's Wednesday the 9th. Round number 2 tonight is the sports and games round. Very easy, actually. It's not a difficult sports and games round because I know that frightens a lot of people off. Round number 3 tonight is colours. So all the answers somewhere have a colour in the answer. Colour in the answer. Question number 4 is entitled the VW round. 2-word answers starting V and W. And quite tricky, that round, unfortunately. I was trying to make it easier, but I couldn't come up with any other VWs. I've been scratching my head. But never mind, we'll come up with those later, I'm sure. Round number 5 is entitled Kings. So something to do with kings, whether a king is in the question or in the answer, but something, a connection to do with kings. And round number 6 tonight will just be a general trivia trail, or a trivia round, not trivia trail, just a general trivia round. 10 straightforward trivia questions to finish you off with. So there we have it. So let me get back so I can see my screen, because you've all disappeared from it. I can't see the chat. Close that. Right, I'm back. Oh, they're back. Right, we've just got, who else has just joined us? Ian Miller. Good evening, he says. Nick and Lydia, well, I've got a smug smile on my face. Where else would it be? Pick up a new car. Yes, pick up a new car. I saw you. Is it a Lexus you've got? It looked very smart. I saw you taking a picture of it, stood next to it. Is it a hybrid or is it electric? Just let me know. I'm all into electrics at the moment, obviously, because I've got one. There we have it. But I hope you're pleased with it, and it drives well. Look very smart, I have to say. Pick and Mix have just joined us. Good evening, Pick and Mix. As has Jackie Skip. Hi all. No Faye tonight. Lightly low scores here. Oh, don't put yourself down, Jackie. I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Ian Miller was just reminding me. It was a hybrid after all. Yeah, excellent. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it. I need the lovely one. Nick, can you say a special thank you to our Stephanie, who is looking after us this week and helping us with tonight's quiz. Hi, Steph. Hope all is well with you, and I hope you enjoy tonight's quiz. Let's see where the brains lie in the family, should we? But no, great to see you, and thanks for joining in with the team. Nick Bowser's joined us. He says, hello. Is it Wednesday already, Gordon Bennett? Yeah, I was a bit like that last night. I thought, blimey, it's Tuesday and I've missed the quiz. I was supposed to be doing the quiz last night, but I got stuck in the pub instead, unfortunately, but never mind. And it was beautiful weather, and it was just meant to be sat outside, chatting with people, having a good evening, if you know what I mean. Andrew Lewis has just joined us. Good evening, Andrew. Jane, hope all is well with you in sunny Yelvertoft. It's been a lovely day this afternoon, especially, hasn't it? Let's see how you fare tonight. Right then, where are we? I will quickly go through those rounds again. We've now got 30 teams joined us, ready to do business as usual. Let me just quickly run through again for all those that didn't catch it first time round. Last week's winners by quite a margin, actually, in the end, were the Quizzy Rascals, who surprisingly gave us all a head start, because I think they only scored 7 or 8 points. Well, they dropped a number of points in the first round. It might have been Sunday, but I'm sure it was last Wednesday. And then it was catch up for them, and they did manage to catch everybody up. Finishing with a very respectable 60 points in the end, out of a possible 63, I think. Behind them, we had Graham Gifford and Jane from sunny Cambridge on 57.5 points, and they were joint second, or joint third, actually. Well, joint second, sorry. We split the difference also on 57.5 points. Following them was Jed and Tracy, and PRS, both on a very respectable 57 points. And just behind them was Ian, Harry, Julie on 56, and Home Alone also on 56 points from Sunny Creek. And then Michelle Gibbons just 1 point behind them, fantastic 55 points. Right, as I'd already mentioned, we have 5-6 minutes before we go live. Well, not before we go live, but before we start the quiz. So if there's anything else we want to, forgot to say Home Alone are here. Home Alone are here. Matthew, PRS is signing in. Good evening, Home Alone. Good evening, PRS. Hope all is well with you. Matthew, they still want to know what PRS stands for. So perhaps you could give them a clue in that respect. Mike Yates is just joining. Joined us. Good evening, Mike. Hope all is well with you. And the Quizzy Rascals have just joined us. Quizzy Rascals were last week's winners. They're the team to beat this week. Although I've just noticed that John O'Rourke and the Famous 5 Sunday night winners have just joined us. So we've now got last Wednesday's winners and Sunday night winners live tonight for the Wednesday quiz. So we'll see how everybody fares in a few minutes. We now have 35 teams logged in, raring to go. And there will be some more joining, so I'm sure, before we go But before we start the quiz in about 5 minutes' time, pediatric rabbit scissors. Well, that's a good guess. Yes, I don't think that's quite right, but it might be. Robert, you can come up with various other things for PRS. Right, we've had Gaz and Bean. They've just joined us. Good evening, Gaz and Bean. Hope all is well. And let's see how you fared tonight. What have you lads been up to today? Anything or nothing? Be interesting to know what everybody's been up to. I expect Ian's already put the hedgehog food out for tonight's hedgehogs. They will be ready to go any time because it's getting dark, and as hedgehogs do, they like looking for food at this time of night. Yep, the food's already out and ready to go. Right, let me know. Mick and Bev have just joined us. Good evening, Mick and Bev. Hope all is well with you too. Just to say, everything is booked, and that's just for Mick and Bev to. So let's not worry too much about Boris Johnson and his marvellous 6-in-a-party malarkey. We'll just have to pretend we're two parties. Well, we would with two parties anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, tonight I'm on this magnificent beer from Alders. It's Freak Ale Works. Phantom Pale Ale. Well, it sounds good and it tastes reasonably good, I have to say. Not too bad at all. A little bit hoppy for you, Robin, I'm sure, but let's not worry about that. It's quite a sharp beer, I have to say. Very nice. Right, well, I've got 38 teams now online, 3 minutes to go. 40 teams online, 3 minutes to go before we kick off. I think last week we had 50 teams online, so let's see whether we get anywhere near that tonight. Round one tonight is entitled Wednesday the 9th. Wednesday the 9th, surprisingly, as it's the 9th day of September. So you use the initial letters, the initial letter WEDNESDAY 09TH. Wednesday the 9th, and they spell out the first letters of the first answers of the first 13 answers, which is pretty straightforward. Round number 2 tonight is entitled Sports and Games, a very easy sports and games round. I haven't gone out my way to make it too difficult for you. Round number 3 is a colours round. Again, there is a colour in each of the answers in round 3. Round number 4 is probably the hardest of the lot tonight. It's entitled the VW round. 2-word answers, starting with the letters V and W. V and W. Round number 5 tonight, that is entitled Kings, where you've either got a king in the answer or in the question, something to do with kings. So you might like to remember that, what you're looking for when you come to an answer and you haven't had a king in the question. Obviously, it could be in the answer somewhere. And finally, round number 6 tonight will just be a straightforward trivia round, Right, Lids, have you managed to get my email? Yep, she's got the email, so she's on form, raring to go, ready to post in the column there. So, what other beers is everybody else on tonight? Anything exciting? Don't know. What's up to my screen? I can't move it. Oh, there it is. There we are. Right, we've just got another minute to go, then we'll crack on with tonight's quiz. And we'll see who the winners and the losers are tonight. Obviously, we've got a few people away on holiday as I know at the moment, although where the hell are you going on holiday, I'm not sure. But I know 2 people are in Italy, which is amazing. It's probably not on the radar anymore. I don't know. Right then, where are we? 2014, just a minute to go. Let me just bring up the quiz, top right-hand corner. Remember, your first answer tonight has got to start with the letter W, or W. W for Wales, or W for waistcoat. Sorry, I think I'm talking to my granddaughter again. And yes, we did bring her back from Wright and Paul's, Robin. Just to, we didn't leave her there. It's great to be able to give them back. That's the beauty of grandchildren. Take them out, wear them out, give them an ice cream that they get their clothes completely filthy. And they cut their arms as well, scratch themselves after falling over a few times, and then you give them back. Isn't it fantastic fun? Being a grandparent, never mind. Right then, here we go. Let's get this show on the road, so to speak. Starting with the letter W, and question number 1. Should be pretty straightforward. Get you going. Question number 1. The Vikings are an English professional rugby league club that play in the Betfred Championship. But in which Cheshire town are they based? It's just a one-word answer I'm after. The Vikings are an English professional rugby league club that play in the Betfred Championship, but in which Cheshire town even are they based? Cheshire Town. It's a bit of one of those tongue twisters. Not as bad as Peter Piper. We're doing that all afternoon. Oh dear. Question number 2 must start with the letter E, which makes it a bit easier. Reaching number 1 in 25 countries and written by Joey Tempest, which group had a major hit with the song The Final Countdown? So reaching number 1 in 25 countries and written by Joey Tempest, which group had a major hit with the song The Final Countdown? Starts with the letter E, remember. Question number 3. I'm looking for the letter D here, as in Wed, D, yes, Wednesday. The letter D, so starting with the letter D. For which fictional broadsheet newspaper did the famous reporter Clark Kent work? So for which fictional broadsheet newspaper did the famous reporter Clark Kent work? Do remember to drop the word "the" from the beginning of that, otherwise it doesn't work. Question number 4 in tonight's first round begins with the letter N. N for Nick. In a famous Monty Python sketch, what breed or species of parrot had John Cleese supposedly been sold? 2-word answer. So in a famous Monty Python sketch, what breed of parrot had John Cleese supposedly been sold? Apparently they have beautiful plumage. Oh, it's got beautiful plumage. How are we all faring so far? Keeping up so far? Good. Well, question number 5 is a little more testing, bit of 20th century history, I suppose. Who was the leader of the famous team of law enforcement agents from Chicago, nicknamed the Untouchables? He was famous for his efforts to bring down Al Capone and enforce prohibition. 2-word answer I'm after. So who was the leader of a famous team of law enforcement agents from Chicago, nicknamed the Untouchables? He was famous for his efforts to bring down Al Capone and enforce prohibition. I'm sure you'll all have heard of him. It's just whether you can remember what his name was. 2-word answer beginning with the letter E. Question number 6 goes back another 1,000 years. What is the name of a London football ground and also the name of a battle fought in the September of 1066? Very famous battle. So what is the name of a London football ground and also the name of a battle fought in the September of 1066? Question number 7, starting with the letter D, which makes it pretty straightforward. What is the name given to the doctors who diagnose, investigate, treat, and manage the conditions of children and adults with skin diseases? So what is the name given to the doctors who diagnose, investigate, treat, and manage the conditions of children and adults with skin diseases or skin problems? Question number 8 for all you aircraft designers. Derived from the French for little wing, What is a hinged flight control surface, usually forming part of the trailing edge of each wing of an aircraft? If you look out the windows and look at the wings, they're the bits that move up and down when you're taking off and landing. So derived from the French for little wing, what is a hinged flight control surface, usually forming part of the trailing edge of each wing of an aircraft? And when I looked into that a bit, there was a lot of controversy about who patented that, but it appeared it was the Wright brothers. They won their own cases in the American courts, as they would do. Question number 9 begins with the letter Y. What name is given to a wooden beam normally used between a pair of oxen or other animals to enable them to pull together on a load when working in pairs? So question number 9, what name is given to a wooden beam normally used between a pair of oxen or other animals to enable them to pull together on a load when working in pairs? Now, question number 10's got to start with a 0, which makes it a bit easier. Got to start with a 0. In the world of scientific notation, how is the equation 3 times 10 to the minus 3 represented as a decimal number in standard form? It's one for all you mathematicians, a lot easier than it sounds. So in the world of scientific notation, how is the equation 3 times 10 to the minus 3 represented as a decimal number in the standard form? Question number 11 starts with the number 9, of course, being the 9th of September. What connects the atomic number of berkelium, the largest 2-digit prime number in base 10, and the Owl Nebula in the constellation Ursa Major? There's only one of them that's easy. So what connects the atomic number of berkelium, the largest 2-digit prime number in base 10, and the Owl Nebula in the constellation Ursa Major? So obviously it's a 2-digit number starting with the number 9. Right, back to letters again. Question number 12. Before becoming President of the United States, George W. Bush was previously governor of which American state? As you've got a letter T, that makes that a bit easier. So before becoming President of the United States, George W. Bush was previously governor of which American state? Starts with the letter T to make it easier for you. And finally, question number 13 starts with the letter H, which again makes this relatively straightforward. What name connects the first Tudor king, the SI unit of electrical inductance, and a man who searched for the missionary and explorer David Livingstone? So question 13 again. What name connects the first Tudor king, the SI unit of electrical inductance, and a man who searched for the missionary and explorer David Livingstone? And there we have it. They were 13 tricky questions. There were a couple of tricky ones in there, but hopefully you've all done reasonably well with your scores. We'll see how you fared at the end. I will just give you a few seconds so you can get all those sorted out. Actually, Liz, I haven't seen any of the chat. Have you put all yours up? I haven't seen any. Have you? Is everybody getting the chat up or not? My chat's not working. Why isn't my chat working? It was working. Obviously, I'll put the chat. No. Nothing to see here. We popped in. Yeah. I'll just press that thing at the top right hand corner. How strange. How strange. Well, I've got some chat back. I don't know how I've done that, but it says nothing to see here. We popped out. Restore chat. Restore chat. How strange. If I go to pop out chat, it pops back up again. That's strange. Anyway. Right, everybody's is working except mine. Never mind. Oh, I can see why I've missed so many things, but never mind. So, Stephanie, you've been looking after them well, giving them all the answers for that round. That's what I like to see. I hope Aid's got all your answers. Who else have I just missed then? Worcester ready and raring to go. We've got Alex Brown's just joined us. Just me and me. Just me. Ian Miller's on coffee. Thornbridge, California sun tonight. Excellent. Whole speckled hen. Sorry, right. Let's get on with some answers. Now I've got my chat back so I can see what else we're doing. Now I've lost my quiz. Guess worse. Right then, here we go. Let's go quickly through the answers, starting with the W. The town I was after was Widnes. Number 2, the band was called Europe. Number 3 was the Daily Planet. The Daily Planet I was after. Number 4, that famous sketch, Monty Python sketch, it was the Norwegian Blue, was that parrot, of course, with beautiful plumage. Number 5 was a guy called Elliot Ness. Elliot Ness. Number 6 was Stamford Bridge, as in the Battle of Stamford Bridge in Chelsea's football ground. Number 7, better known as a dermatologist or dermatologists. Number 8, they're known as ailerons, derived from the French for little wing, which is why I can't pronounce it very well. Ailerons, I think they're called. Number 9 is a yoke, which goes around oxen. Number 10 is 0.003. 3 times 1,000th, basically. 10 to the minus 3 is a thousandth, 3,000ths, which is 0.003 in decimal. Number 11, I was after the number 97, which is the highest 2-digit prime. Number 12, I was after the state of Texas. And number 13, of course, was Henry, the first Tudor king, Henry VII. Yes, our unit of inductance is the Henry. And the person that searched for David Livingstone was Morton Stanley Henry, or Henry Morton Stanley, or Morton Henry Stanley. Anyway, whatever he was. Right, we have some scores in, and straight away we have a famous 5 and very respectable 12. We've got Aid, the lovely one, on 13. Well done, him. We've got Sarah on a fantastic 11. Mick Roberts is on 13. We've got Gazenbean on 10. Andrew Lewis on 11. Ian Miller's on 11. Failed on Northern Geography, said Martin Davis with a fantastic 12. Jackie Skip on 8. Alex Brown's on 10. PRS are on 12. We've got Nick Bowers on 12. Mike Yates is on 8. Home Alone 6 on 13 points. Well played, Home Alone 6. That's a great score. Pick and Mix on 11. The Quizzy Rascals are on 13 points. Well played them. We've got Jed and Tracy on 12 points. Any more scores to come in? But there's some great scores there, yes. Got 3-13 so far. Aid, the lovely one. We've got Quizzy Rascals and Home Alone 6 all on 13 points. And quite a few on 12 as well, which is good going. Right, round number 2 tonight. I don't know whether we've got all the scores in, but I haven't seen all the scores. Split the difference from 13 as well. Well played them. Right, round number 2 is entitled Sports and Games. I hope you're all up for a nice, easy round of sports and games. Let's see how we fare. Steph is on form. Excellent. That's why you've got her in the team. That's what I like to see. Here we go then. Question 1. Also playing in last night's draw with Denmark, who in 2018 became the youngest ever footballer to captain the England team at a World Cup. So also playing in last night's draw with Denmark, who in 2018 became the youngest ever footballer to captain the England team at a World Cup. Surely that can't be too tricky. Question number 2. In 2014, the rugby union team Wasps relocated from London to which other major Midlands city? So, question number 2 again. In 2014, the rugby union team Wasps relocated from London to which other major Midlands city? Question number 3. In the game of Jenga, I'm sure we've all played that, each layer of the original tower consists of how many individual blocks? So in the game of Jenga, each layer of the original tower consists of how many individual blocks? Of course, that is if you lay them down horizontally. I used to try and put them up vertically and stuff like that. Question number 4. In what decade of the 20th century were the Winter Olympics first held? There haven't been quite as many Winter Olympics as Summer Olympics. Talking of modern Olympics, obviously. So in what decade of the 20th century were the Winter Olympics first held? Question number 5, I can see a few people saying, oh, you're giving too much information away, but never mind. Question 5, often referred to as the black ball final, as it was decided by the final black ball of the final frame, which Northern Irish former professional snooker player beat Steve Davis to win the 1985 World Snooker Championship final. Leslie's saying, sport, I'm finished. I'm sure you're not. Question 5 again, often referred to as the black ball final, as it was decided by the final ball of the final frame, which Northern Irish former professional snooker player beat Steve Davis to win the 1985 World Snooker Championship final. You're right, he was a professional at the time. Lily's saying no answers so far. Dear God. Well, let's see if we can get this one. Go on, Leslie. I'm sure you'll get this one. In May 2006, Belfast Airport officially changed its name in honour of which famous ex-footballer? Now, if you can't get that one, you really can't get Come on. So in May 2006, Belfast Airport officially changed its name in honour of which famous ex-footballer? You tell him, Ian. Question number 7 is an interesting one. I might have got this wrong. Which of the following is not an official margin that a horse can win by in a horse race in the United Kingdom? I'll give you the choice. Is it a whisker, a nose, or a head? So question 7 again. Which of the following is not an official margin that a horse can win by in a horse race in the United Kingdom? I'll give you the choice. Is it a whisker, a nose, or a head? Question number 8 for all you golfers out there. Wardrobe will get this straight away, along with one or two others. Following a rule change in 2019 to encourage faster play, how many minutes is a golfer allowed to look for his or her ball before it is declared lost? So following a rule change in 2019 to encourage faster play, how many minutes is a golfer allowed to look for his or her ball before it is declared lost? It definitely used to slow my game down because I was always looking for lost balls. Could never keep it on the fairway. Question number 9. Of the 6 murder weapons that feature in the board game Cluedo, which one has a 2-word name? So of the 6 murder weapons that feature in the board game Cluedo, which one has a 2-word name? Nice easy one that. My wife's blushing because she doesn't know. I think they've actually changed it in the very latest version slightly. And finally, question number 10 in the news. Who was recently disqualified from the US Open for accidentally hitting a ball at a line judge in his 4th round match? So question 10, who was recently disqualified from the US Open for accidentally hitting a ball at a line judge in his 4th round match? Didn't mean to, but he caught a smack in the throat. And he was disqualified, thrown out. He was looking the other way at the time, wasn't he? No, never mind. It's nothing to get beaten up about. Right then, that's the end of that dead easy sports round. Hope you got all those in, Leslie. I'm sure you've got. Yeah, it might have been a stupid decision, but the rules of the game, I suppose. Yeah, it's not a spelling competition, by the way, for that one. It's just as well, isn't it, Ian? Because I'd never be able to spell that either. Oh dear. Right then, everybody, let's go back to the beginning of that round. We don't think we need any longer, do we? Got answers down for everything. Good. Here we go then. Also playing in last night's draw with Denmark. Who was the youngest ever footballer to captain the England team at a World Cup? That was Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Well done if you got that. Number 2, of course, Wasps relocated to Coventry. Number 3 in the game of Jenga. Each layer of the original tower consists of how many individual blocks? Well, that's 3. Number 4, in what decade of the 20th century were the Winter Olympics first held? That was the 1920s, as it was 1924. Number 5, of course, referred to as the Black Ball final. It was Dennis Taylor that beat Steve Davis to win the '85 World Snooker Championship. Number 6, the Belfast Airport was officially renamed to the George Best Airport. Number 7, which of the following is not an official margin? Well, that's a whisker. You can't win by a whisker. Number 8, following a rule change, how many minutes is a golfer now allowed to look for his ball before it's declared lost? That's 3 minutes, apparently, 3 minutes. Number 9, of the 6 murder weapons that feature in the board game Cluedo, which one has a 2-word name? That's the lead pipe. I always knew it was the lead piping, and I think they changed it from lead piping to lead pipe in later versions, but I will triple check that. And finally, question number 10, of course, it was Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic, who was disqualified. He was hoping to go on and win it because he was the number 1 seed, but he got knocked out by getting a bit angry with himself and smacking the ball backwards. So Leslie Barrett actually scored 5 on that round. Well played, Leslie, even. Just add that to your previous score because you're on more than 5. Now we've got Gaz and Bean on 19. Jed and Tracy, very respectable 22 points. Sarah and the gang are on 20. We've got the Famous 5 on 19. We've got Home Alone on 23 points. Fantastic. Martin Davis is on 19. Nick Bowers is on 20. Aid the Lovely One is on, well, he's on more than 9. You need to add that to your previous score, Aid. It's total scores that we're after now. Ian Miller's on 21. PRS are on 22 points. Jackie Skip, well played, them on 14. Mick Roberts is on 18. Andrew Lewis is on 18. We've got Alex Brown on 19. We've got the Quizzy Rascals on 22. Aid the Lovely One is on 22. Pig and Mix are on 20. Split the Difference are on 22. Mike Yates is on 12. So we've got a number of teams in the 22s doing very well at the moment. Out there in the lead by 1 point at this early stage, we have Home Alone 6 on a fantastic 23 points. So well played them. I think we've got most scores in, but we're going to put it in right. Round 3 doesn't get particularly difficult. This is entitled Colours. So we're looking for a colour in the answer. A colour in the answer. Unless it's in the, I just better make sure it is all in the answer. not if the actual question. No, it looks like they're all in the answer. So we're looking for a colour in the answers somewhere. Right, here we go. Then question number 1. Opened in 1979 and the newest line on the network. The Jubilee line is depicted as what colour on the London Underground map? And as it's the latest, obviously the first ones get a call on the colours first. So they were running out of colours when they came up with this one. So opened in 1979 and the newest line on the network. The Jubilee line is depicted as what colour on the London Underground map? Question number 2. Which hit single released in the year 2000 starts with the lyrics, "Look at the stars, look how they shine for you"? So which hit single released in the year 2000 starts with the lyrics, "Look at the stars, look how they shine for you"? I could sing it, but I'll probably get booed off. As Robin's watching tonight, I know he likes my singing. Did you ever join the Lawrenceshire School Choir, Robin? I did. I just wondered whether you were also in there. Can't remember you being in there, but you might have been. Question number 3. It's a bit easier if you think of colours. Just go through your colours. Which? No, why on earth would I? Well, I know you've got a very fine voice, that's all. I've heard it before. Question number 3. Which American former track and field sprinter won the gold medal in the 100 metres for men at the 2000 Sydney Olympics? So question number 3. Which American former track and field sprinter won the gold medal in the 100 metres for men at the 2000 Sydney Olympics? You might want to go through all your colours until you arrive at a sprinter with colour in his name. Chris, are you asking whether I can sing solo or whether Robin could sing solo? Question number 4. Listen carefully. Who married his cousin Mary on his 27th birthday in 1677? Then later in 1690 defeated his father-in-law at the Battle of the Boyne. So question 4 again. Who married his cousin Mary on his 27th birthday in 1677? Then later in 1690 defeated his father-in-law at the Battle of the Boyne. Straightforward history question, that one. Looking for colours, of course. So you need to get a colour in the answer somewhere. Question number 5. Headquartered in Gurgaon, just south of Delhi, what is the name of India's most famous budget airline? That is a one-word answer. So headquartered in Gurgaon, just south of Delhi, what is the name of India's most famous budget airline? Robin, I don't think you would. And I speak from good experience. Not that I've ever tried it underneath the dive, but I don't think so. So I'm sure you'd make a fine singer. I could just imagine you. Question number 6. Holly is the ship's computer in which British science fiction comedy TV series? So question 6 again. Holly is the ship's computer in which British science fiction comedy TV series? Ian suggesting that Alex will know that. Question number 7. What name is given to a cocktail consisting of Plymouth gin and a dash of Angostura bitters? Actually, it's Angostura. So what name is given to a cocktail consisting of Plymouth gin and a dash of Angostura bitters? Question number 8. What name is given to the sea which lies at the southern inlet of the Barents Sea and is located on the northwest coast of Russia? So what name is given to the sea which lies at the southern inlet of the Barents Sea and is located on the northwest coast of Russia? Question number 9. What colour are the properties Angel Islington, Euston Road and Pentonville represented by in the game of Monopoly? Both on the game board and indeed on the title of the card. So what colour are the properties Angel Islington, Euston Road and Pentonville represented by in the game of Monopoly? And finally, question number 10 in this dead easy colour round. Who presented the ITV quiz show Double Your Money and also on his self-developed long-running talent show Opportunity Knocks? Yeah, I know a bit about Monopoly normally. So who presented the ITV quiz show Double Your Money and also on his self-developed long-running talent show Opportunity Knocks? Right, that's the end of our colour round. Wasn't too tricky, was it? There might be one or two in there that caught you out, but I don't think so, really. Got all your answers in, Ange? Yes. Okay. It's got a few different possibilities, but here we go then. Here are the answers to the colour round. Are we ready? Open in 79, the newest line on the network, the Jubilee line, is coloured grey. Well done if you got that. Question number 2, that hit single, Look at the Stars, Look How They Shine for You, was Yellow, of course, by Coldplay. Number 3, which American former track and field sprinter won the gold medal at the 100 metres for men at the 2000 Sydney Olympics? That was Maurice Greene. Well done if you got Maurice Greene. Number 4, of course, was William of Orange, or William III, but as I needed a colour, you better put William the Orange down. William of Orange even. Number 5, headquartered in Gurgaon, just south of Delhi. It's a place I've been, not that that would have helped the wife. It's Indigo. Indigo is India's favourite budget airline. Number 6, of course, was Red Dwarf. Number 7, I was after a pink gin. Number 8, that sea is known as the White Sea off the northwest coast of Russia. Number 9, the Angel Islington, Euston Road and Pentonville are of course blue in colour. And finally, number 10, it was Huey Green that presented the ITV quiz show Double Your Money. Huey Green. The famous Huey Green. Right then, let's have some scores in, see how we all fared after that little lot. I'm sure we've got some pretty good scores there. Right, we've got Jed and Tracy on 29 points. PRS, haven't dropped many on that round, on 32. Well played. Ian Mellis, we've got 29 points. Well placed. Not tickled pink by our score. Very good one. Like that. 26 points. Jackie's on 19. The famous 5 on 27. We've got Andrew Lewis on 28. Nick Roberts is on 24. Mike Yates is on 17. Nick Bowers is on 27. Home Alone 6 on 31. Great score that. Sarah's on 28 points. We've got Aid the Lovely One on 31 points. We've got Pigamix on 29. Gaz and Bean are on 29. On course for the wooden spoon, says Leslie Barrett. He's not confident about putting his score down, but I'm sure he will any second now. So at the moment, we have PRS just snuck into the lead, I think, by the looks of things, on 32. Not that I've had everybody's scores in yet. But Home Alone 6 on 31. Also Aid the Lovely One on 31. Still to get the Quizzy Rascal score. Alex Brown, very respectable 26 points. We are still awaiting the Quizzy Rascal and indeed Split the Difference, 31 points. It is. It is a great. I don't know, that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah. Right. Sorry. Right. Sorry. Sorry a bit about. Oh, can John not hear me? I don't think I got. Sorry if it's not loud enough. Talking to pair. Pop up chat. My chat's not behaving itself at all tonight. I don't know why. Is he? Is it not very loud tonight? I don't quite know how to turn the microphone volume up. Hope I haven't turned it down. No, I can't do it. I'm happy. Seems the same normal volume as normal. Well done, Robin. Right, okay. I will speak up a little bit if people can't hear me. Right, let's crack on with our next round. As I mentioned, round number 4 is going to be a bit of a killer. This is the VW round, I was trying to come up with a few more VWs to make it a bit easier for you, but I couldn't come up with enough. But never mind. Here we go then. VW, all 2-word answers, starting with the letters V and W. And surprisingly, there's quite a few people's names in there. Right, Jed and Trace, I'll stop shouting. I'll whisper for you, and I'll get a bit louder for the others. Right, here we go. Question number 1. Which famous sportswoman turned professional at the age of 14 years old and has now won a total of 4 Olympic gold medals? It's a bit tricky, that one, but never mind. Just think of a VW. So, which famous sportswoman turned professional at 14 years old and has now won a total of 4 Olympic gold medals, amongst other things? Question number 2. Who wrote the opera based on John Bunyan's elegy, The Pilgrim's Progress, and the short single movement work entitled The Lark Ascending? A famous composer. So, who wrote the opera based on John Bunyan's elegy, The Pilgrim's Progress, and the short single movement work entitled The Lark Ascending? 2-word answer, starting V and W. Well, that's what he's known as. Question number 3. What is the name of an English fashion designer and businesswoman largely responsible for bringing modern punk and new wave fashions into the mainstream? Very famous fashion designer. So, what is the name of an English fashion designer and businesswoman largely responsible for bringing modern punk and new wave fashions into the mainstream? Question number 4 is one I didn't know, but I had to look this one up, but never mind. Good luck if you can get this one. Coming under the National Lampoon umbrella, which film released in 2002 is a comedy film directed by Walt Becker that stars Ryan Reynolds as the title character? 2-word answer, starting V and W, of course. So, coming under the National Lampoon umbrella, which film released in 2002 is a comedy film directed by Walt Becker that stars Ryan Reynolds as the title character? Question number 5 is a little easier. Whose career started in 1974 by appearing on the ATV talent show New Faces? She subsequently became one of Britain's most popular stand-up comics. So question 5 again. Whose career started in 1974 by appearing on the ATV talent show New Faces? She subsequently became one of Britain's most popular stand-up comics. Again, a 2-word answer starting V and W. I'm sure you'll all get that one. Question number 6. Which famous tennis star beat Betty Stuver to win the 1977 Wimbledon final, one of her 3 Grand Slam final wins? What's that? The secret. What? How is he? Apparently my wife's getting rude messages. They're spelling the wrong body parts or something. You can guess what that's come up with. Something to do with spell check. He's not checking his spell check. Question number 6 again. Which famous tennis star beat Betty Stuve to win the 1977 Wimbledon final, one of her 3 Grand Slam final wins? I was trying to look how to pronounce Betty Stuve earlier. It's not easy. It's not as I remember it, being a Danish name and all. Yeah, well, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was Stover. It used to be pronounced Stover. But when you do a bit of research, it comes up as Stuve. Whether the English pronunciation is wrong, it probably is, but never mind. Right, question number 7. Born with the Christian name Adeline on the 25th of January 1882, who was an English writer and one of the foremost modernists of the 20th century? Very famous person. So born with the Christian name Adeline on the 25th of January 1882, who was an English writer and one of the foremost modernists of the 20th century. I didn't say this was a particularly easy round, this one, but never mind. I'm sure you'll all get at least 1 or 2 right. Question number 8. Who was the first woman of African American descent to receive the Miss America title when she was crowned in 1984? She went on to sing the hit single Save the Best for Last, which was released in 1991. Sounds like I'm opening a lot here, but they're not a lot. I've had 2. They're dead. And I just cracked the shake of the tree has just been cracked. The wife's always telling me off for drinking too slowly. So I thought I'd better get a move on tonight. Question number 9. The 1987 British-American film, war film, Full Metal Jacket, directed by Stanley Kubrick, was set during which conflict? Just a 2-word answer I'm after. Nice and easy with that one. The 1987 British-American war film, Full Metal Jacket, directed by Stanley Kubrick, was set during which conflict? And finally, question number 10, and if you listen carefully, you might want to refer back to one of the previous answers, possibly number 6, to give you a tip on this one. Question number 10, what is the name of a small town which takes its name from the lake in nearby Windsor Great Park? The lake was probably named after Elizabeth I. And question 10 again. What is the name of a small town which takes its name from the lake in the nearby Windsor Great Park? The lake was probably named after Elizabeth I. You might want to refer back to a previous question, which I did tell you a minute ago, to give you a helping hand. Right, that's the end of round 4. That's the tricky round out of the way for everybody. So let's see, if you scored well on that round, you should be faring okay. All the answers should be 2-word answers starting V and W. V and W. There's some tricky ones in there. I'm not saying. I was on my quest to find a few more VWs, but we won't. In fact, if anybody wants to suggest anything they can think of that's 2 words long, V and W, just let me know. I can add it to my list for another quiz another time. Okay, then let's do some marking after that tricky VW round. Put your pens down, pick your drinks up, sit back and listen to the correct answers, and here we go. The famous sportswoman that turned professional at the age of 14 and has won a total of 4 Olympic gold medals is Venus Williams. Venus Williams, the tennis star. Number 2, who wrote the opera based on John Bunyan's Elegy to Pilgrim's Progress and the work entitled The Lark Ascending? That was Vaughan Williams. I was after Vaughan Williams. Number 3, the fashion designer I was after, who was responsible for bringing modern punk and new wave fashions. That was Vivienne Westwood, of course. Number 4, coming under the National Lampoon umbrella, that film I was after is called Van Wilder. Van Wilder. Well done if you got that. Number 5, of course, the Britain's most popular stand-up comic at the time was Victoria Wood. Well done if you got that. Number 6, of course, the famous tennis star was Virginia Wade. Number 7, I was after Virginia Woolf. Well done if you got Virginia Woolf. English writer. Number 8, that was a bit tricky. The African-American woman who won the Miss America title and then went on to save the best last. Released that single was Vanessa Williams. Vanessa Williams. Well done if you got that. Number 9, of course, was the Vietnam War. And finally, number 10, we went back to Virginia. It was Virginia Water, apparently, is the name of that small town. Virginia Water. Very close to Windsor Great Park, apparently. So well done if you got that. That was a tricky one. Right, we've got some scores in. Sarah straight out the block with a fantastic 38 points. Well played, Sarah. Faring all right there. Not dropped too many, actually. Ming Roberts on 31. We've got Jed and Tracy on 37. Mike Yates is now on 24. We've got the Quizzy Rascals. They've moved on to 41. Aid the Lovely One is on 40. Well played, you. Ian Miller's on 37. Pick and Mixer on 37. We've got Andrew Lewis on 36, Gaz and Beaner on 34. Martin Davis is saying very woeful. Oh dear. Yeah, that wasn't an easy round, Martin. You didn't hook up. You didn't hook up with that. 33. We've got Jackie Skip on 25. The Famous Five are on 36 points. Home Alone 6, a very respectable 40 points. We've got Nick Bowers on 33. We've got PRS now on 41 points. Well played them. Leslie Barrett's now on 31 points. And Split the Difference also on 41 points. So, very close call. PRS, Split the Difference, Home Alone 6, Aid the Lovely One, and the Quizzy Rascals all in the 40s. And there are some teams really pressing them on just 1 or 2 points behind. So if you're within 2 or 3 points of the top spot, let's see how we fare with the Kings round. Okay? So something to do with the king in the question or in the answer. King in the question or the answer. So how do you fare with your kings? Here we go then. Question 1. Which king's name is associated with the futility of turning back the tide of an inexorable event? So which king's name is associated with the futility of turning back the tide of an inexorable event? Question number 2. Who was the longest reigning king of England since 924 AD to the present day? So who was the longest reigning king of England since 925 AD to the present day? Well, I've just seen Jackie skip the 25 there. Well done, Jackie. You are on your own tonight, so stick in there. Let's see how you go. Question number 3. Another tennis question. Which song, released by Elton John as a single in 1975, was a tribute to tennis player Billie Jean King? There was a documentary about this not long ago on the telly. It's quite interesting. So which song released by Elton John as a single in 1975 was a tribute to tennis player Billie Jean King? I could sing it for you if you like. I don't think Robin would appreciate that. Oh dear. Question number 4. Which fictional creature has appeared in various media since 1933 and has also been dubbed the 8th wonder of the world? So question 4 again, which fictional creature has appeared in various media since 1933 and has also been dubbed the 8th wonder of the world? Do remember what the round is entitled. The round is entitled Kings. Yeah. Question number 5. Which king sang, "Now I'm the king of the swingers, the jungle VIP. I reached the top, I had to stop, and that's what's bothering me"? Who sang that? So which king sang, "Now I'm the king of the swingers, the jungle VIP. I reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me"? Stop singing. Oh dear. I expect it distorts your hearing aid, doesn't it, Robin? That's the problem. Oh dear. Question number 6. Listen carefully. Holding Canadian, British, and Irish citizenship, who succeeded Mervyn King, Governor of the Bank of England, in 2013? So, holding Canadian, British, and Irish citizenship, who succeeded Mervyn King, Governor of the Bank of England, in 2013? Surprising how many nationalities you can get if you're a high-profile banker, isn't it? So to speak. Question number 7. Who is an American boxing promoter known for his involvement in historic boxing matches? He has been a controversial figure, partly due to a manslaughter conviction and numerous civil cases brought against him. Well, another sport. That's not another sport, huh? So, who is an American boxing promoter known for his involvement in historic boxing matches? He has been a controversial figure, partly due to a manslaughter conviction and numerous civil cases brought against him. Question number 8. Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968 while standing on the balcony of which type of building? So Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968 while standing on the balcony of which type of building? Question number 9. This one's just for my mate Chris Meads. He knows this straight away, I'm sure. The Last King of Scotland was a 2006 movie that featured which African leader in the storyline? So the film The Last King of Scotland, it was a 2006 movie that featured which African leader in the storyline? Actually, Martin, it's a film I've never seen. Apparently, it is a good film. I need to see it. Does remind me of a record my brother Steve had years ago. Question number 10, the final one. Here we go. Who is credited with the discovery of the tomb of King Tutankhamun in 1922? If you want to be a real smart ass, you can put them both down, but I'm only after one name, really. So, who is credited with the discovery of the tomb of King Tutankhamun in 1922? I'm only after one name, but if you're a real smart ass, you can put them both down. A firework. Apparently, we just had a firework. Ooh, another firework. Somebody's celebrating something in Morton because we've got fireworks going on. Either that or we're under attack. Ah, Faye's just joined us. Evening, Faye. It's just saying hello. Hello, Nick. Hello, Lydia. Yeah, it's always better to be late than never. You can always help on the last round. Busy tonight with hedgehog. Might have to pull more out. What, more hedgehogs out or more food out for them? Right then, let's do some marking after the King's round. Are we ready? Yeah, it could be the Chinese New Year, except we're in September. Don't know. Right, here we go then, the King's round. Which king is associated with the futility of turning back the tide? Of course, that was King Canute. Demanded the water go back to where it came from. That didn't work, did it? Question number 2. Who was the longest reigning king of England? That was George III. George III. Well done if you got that. Number 3, of course, the Elton John single released in 1975 was Philadelphia Freedom. Philadelphia Freedom. Can't remember this. Billie Jean King set up the Philadelphia Tennis Club. I can't remember what it was. It was a tennis tournament. Anyway, something to do with Philadelphia. Question number 4. Which fictional creature appeared in various media? That's King Kong, of course. The number 5, that good singing that I was doing earlier. I'm the king of the swingers, the jungle VIP. I reached the top. I cannot stop. That's what's bothering me. Of course, that was King Louis. Number 6 was Mark Carney. He succeeded Mervyn King to become governor of the Bank of England in 2013 until in 2020 when he went on to other paths. Number 7, of course, that boxing promoter was Don King that's been done with a manslaughter conviction. Number 8, Martin Luther King was assassinated on the balcony of a motel. A motel was what I was after. Number 9, the last king of Scotland, of course, featured the African leader Idi Amin of Uganda. And finally, number 10, it was Howard Carter who is credited, along with his friend George Herbert, discovering the tomb of King Tutankhamun in 1922. Come on, Robin, you were going to tell me about Philadelphia and what some league she set up, I'm sure it was. Some professional tennis league or something. Anyway, let's get some scores in. We have Jed and Tracy, 45 points. We have the famous 5 on 45 points. Aid the lovely one on 48 points. We've got Mick Roberts on 42 points. Ian Miller's on 45 points as well. Gaz and Bean, Hot Pursuit on 42 with Martin Davis right behind them on 41. We've got Home Alone 6 on 47 points. Sarah Deschamps and the gang and Russ from Worcester on 45.5 points. PRS now on 50 points. Well played them. Andrew Lewis is on 43 points. The Quiz Rascals are now on 51 points. We've got Pig and Mix on 44. Jackie Skips on 30. Split the difference. We're also on 51 points. So, any more scores to come in? We have at the moment. Split the difference. Quiz Rascals both on 51. We've got PRS on 50 points. What was that? Canute was demonstrating that he could not control the tide. Oh, sorry, not that he could. Right, okay. Was he? Oh, right. There we are. Learn something every day. Well done, Robin. Well done, Robin. Where have I got to? Right, 20 minutes. Jennifer, 45. Aid the lovely one, 48. So basically, everybody's still in with a chance because the last round, as usual, some tricky questions just to try and sort you out. So at the moment, any team in the 48, 49, kind of somewhere around that thing, you can't be far off. 47, 48, 49. Still a chance to really catch up and put the boot in the last round. Final scores in. We've got Mike Yates on 27, Nick Bowers is on 40, and Alex Brown's also on 40 points. Right, last round tonight is just general trivia. Question number 1, which is half a point for each. I know you love that, Roy, but here we go. Which 2? Are we ready? This is question 1. Which 2 mythological characters attached wings to their shoulders with wax, one of them flying too close to the sun? So which 2 mythological characters attached wings to their shoulders with wax, one of them flying too close to the sun? Question number 2 for all you seafaring people. Which bell was last rung at Lloyd's of London in 1979 to tell of a ship lost at sea? I don't know what the eye's doing there. So which bell was last rung at Lloyd's of London in 1979 to tell of a ship lost at sea? The only reason they've stopped ringing it really is because the bell had a crack in it and they didn't want to make it worse. So it's only rung on very rare occasions now. Oh my goodness, I don't even believe this. Another tennis question. Who was the only tennis player to beat Bjorn Borg in the final of a men's singles tournament at Wimbledon? So question 3 again. Who was the only tennis player to beat Bjorn Borg in the final of a men's singles tournament at Wimbledon? Well, I'm glad everybody's logged in. We've got 51 teams tonight logged in, which is very good. Oh no, Leslie's just saying the feed seems to have stopped. No, I was just saying how the feed's been steady all along, which is amazing, but never mind. Question number 4. Let's see how we get on with this one. The 1854 poem, The Charge of the Light Brigade, was written by Alfred Lord Tennyson as a tribute to the British cavalrymen involved in an ill-advised charge at which battle of the Crimean War? So the 1854 poem, The Charge of the Light Brigade, was written by Alfred Lord Tennyson as a tribute to the British cavalrymen involved in an ill-advised charge at which battle of the Crimean War? It's a battle you've all heard of, that's for sure. Oh, we're back up to 51 online, so hopefully Leslie's got the feedback. I've never been there, to be fair. What I have seen, however, is the statue of Alfred Lord Tennyson directly outside Lincoln Cathedral. There's a huge statue of the man, isn't there? Yeah. My wife used to walk past him every day on the way to school. Well, the statue, that is. Question number 5. This is a tricky one. What is the name of the most easterly point of mainland Great Britain? Dalfield's now Vineyard. Well, got to make use of it, I suppose. So question 5 again. What is the name of the most easterly point of mainland Great Britain? That is somewhere I haven't been to, but I am going to cycle there. Maybe next year, depending on the wife and the weather and COVID. Question number 6 is a multiple choice question. In the United States of America, you must be at least how many years old to become president or vice president? I'll give you the choice. Is it 25, 30, or 35 years old? So in the United States of America, you must be at least how many years old to become the president or vice president? Again, I'll give you the choice. Is it 25, 35, 25, 30, or 35 years old? I was just thinking, it's a shame we haven't got an upper limit of 50. Might get rid of one or two then. So there you go. You can only be president between the ages of 25 and 50. Oh, question number 7, going back to colours again. I should have had this in the colour round, really. What colour of duffel coat does Paddington Bear normally wear on both the television and in the films? So what colour of duffel coat does Paddington Bear normally wear on both television and films? Question number 8, you might have to try and hum this in your head and see whether you can remember the lyrics. Question number 8, which country is the singer too sexy for? In the lyrics to the Right Said Fred hit single, I'm too sexy. I'm too sexy for my... Sorry, I won't sing it. I won't sing it, Robin. I'm too sexy for my bar. Too sexy for the bar. So which country is the singer too sexy for? In the lyrics to the Right Said Fred hit single, I'm too sexy. Yes, just as an aside, my wife's talking about that. I had asked one of my friends, Kevin Starkey, which a number of you may have come across before, to do the quiz, or try and get the quiz going back at the Victoria Inn during the week. Kevin used to do the quiz at the Jolly Abbot on a Thursday, and I'd asked him to come and perhaps do it because apparently somebody else is going to do it at the Jolly Abbot. I'd asked him to come and do it starting in November at the Victoria Inn on a Thursday evening. So I'll see and let everybody know whether that's on the cards or not, because obviously with the latest restrictions, we might have to rethink even that, and I've given it plenty of time till November. But yeah, all to do with the government and all to do whether we can do any proper social distancing or not. But that will be a sit-down quiz in a pub with special social distancing and all that planning. We'll see whether we can get that going in November, maybe, but we'll have to see. Yes, Robin, we have. But right, here we go. Question number 9. Question number 9. Which of the following has the larger area? I'll give you the choice. Is it a square with sides 10 centimeters long, or a circle with a diameter of 12 centimeters? That's one for you to quickly work out if you can remember your formulas. So which of the following has the larger area? I'll give you the choice. Is it a 10 centimeter square or a circle with a diameter of 12 centimeters? I'm sure Ian Wilson will be able to work that out in a minute. No problem at all. Do it in your head, that one. And finally, question number 10. And I hope you've all enjoyed the quiz tonight, even if it has been a bit tricky, but never mind. Here we go. By mass, what is the most abundant element in the human body? I'll give you the choice again. Is it oxygen, carbon, or calcium? So by mass, what is the most abundant element in the human body? I'll give you the choices: oxygen, carbon, or calcium. And there we have it. There are your 10 questions. Don't think we need too long to hover on those, just in case people are wondering. Just give you a minute to make sure you've all got at least an answer down for everyone, even if it's not the right answer. An answer is something better than nothing. Yeah, I'll have to send you a message, Robin, about Graham and the quiz. Let you know what went on. Okay then, everybody. On overtime, the hogs are still eating. Blimey. Oh well. They're fattening themselves up for the winter, I suppose, because they're going to have some lean months coming up, aren't they? So here we go then. These are the answers to the previous 10 questions. Put your pens down now. Relax. It's all over. Let's see who the winners and the losers and the not so well, the winners are anyway, at least. Question number 1. Which two mythological characters attached wings to their shoulders? Well, it was Icarus and his father, Daedalus. So Icarus and Daedalus, half point for each of those. Which bell was last rung at Lloyd's of London in 1979 to tell of a ship lost at sea? That was the Lutein bell, But now, as I said, it's got a crack in it. It was rung in 1989 or something for some other thing. I can't remember. Number 3, who was the only tennis player to beat Bjorn Borg? That, of course, was the famous John McEnroe. Number 4, the battle I was after was the Battle of Balaclava, that famous battle, the Battle of Balaclava. Number 5, the furthest easterly point on mainland Great Britain, it's known as Ness Point or Lowestoft Ness. There's 2 alternatives to that. So Ness Point or Lowestoft Ness. Number 6, in the USA, you have to be 35 years old to be considered as president or vice president of the United States. The duffel coat colour that Paddington Bear normally wears on TV and in films is blue. Number 8, the country, which is too sexy for Right Said Fred, was Japan. He says, I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan. They were the lyrics. So it's Japan I was after, the country. Number 9, which of the following has a larger area? Well, obviously 10 by 10 centimetres square is 100 square centimetres, whereas a circle is actually 113 square centimetres. So it's the circle which has a larger area. And finally, number 10, by mass, which is the most abundant element in the human body by a big margin, it is oxygen. Nearly 65% of the human body is made up with oxygen, with carbon at about 6, and I think calcium's about 0.1 or something. So well done if you've got that little lot. Right then, add them up. Let's see how you fared with that little lot. 1 or 2 tricky ones there. I think Ness Point, not everybody's going to know that. Possibly Japan, that was a bit tricky. Right, Aid the lovely one on a fantastic 58 points. Well played, Aid. Mike Yates is on 29.5. Well played, Mike. Sarah and Russ are on fantastic 53, and the rest of the gang, if you're with them tonight. Ian Miller's on 50.5. Well played. Jed and Tracy on 53. Mike Yates is already saying thanks for the quiz. Thanks, Mike, and well played. Famous Fiver on 53. They tie with Jed and Tracy and with Sarah. Mick Roberts is on 47. Martin Davis, final score, a very low, dismal 48. Never mind, Martin. Andrew Lewis, pipped you by half a point on 48.5. Home Alone with a very respectable 55 points. Well played, Home Alone. We've got the Booby Prize Girls on 37. Nick Bowers on 47.5. Pigamix on 51.5. Well played, you. Matthew Blood and PRS, that's a great score, 59 points. We then have Aid the Level 1, great quiz as always. Get to the pub. Gaz and Bainer on 48.5. Quizzy Rascals sneaking in there with 60.5 points. Well played, the Quizzy Rascals. Split the difference end today on 60 points. Leslie Barrett saying an embarrassing 46. Never mind, an embarrassing 46 is 46 points that you did very well out of a possible 63. That's still a pass in anybody's book, isn't it? So well done, everybody. Anyway, thank you for taking part in tonight's quiz. Let's hope we'll see some of you again on Sunday night, where we'll have 6 more tricky rounds of tricky trivia to keep you going. And I'll have to text Robin about Graham and the demise of the quiz. But do think if anybody of you are from Rugby, of course, and fancy coming and doing the quiz that Victoria in starting November on a Thursday night, I will give you more details as we go. So yes, Sarah's just saying thank you from me, Russ, James and Joe. Well, thanks and good night from Rugby, and hope all is well in Worcester. Have a great weekend. I'll say weekend, but not the weekend yet, I will. So have a great remainder of the week. Yes, thanks Faye, thanks Nick, thanks Jackie. Thanks, Ian, and everybody else for taking part. We will see you all again on Sunday if you're up for it again. As I say, we'll have 6 more rounds of tricky trivia to keep you going. So good night all, and thank you for taking part. It's me signing off. If I haven't thanked anybody, I'm sorry, but yes, thank you all. See you Sunday if you're about. Cheers and good night. Yeah, I don't know what was